Hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome to How to Finally Get Unstuck. Thank you for being aboard. Thank you for listening. If you are on the replay, let me know. I always read every single comment. And if you are here live, well, welcome. And you are always welcome to come with your question. I will answer them on the spot. Now, with no further delay, let's begin. Today, we are gonna talk about how to finally get unstuck in life. And what I'm about to say today might completely change the way you see yourself. Because most people think they are stuck because something is wrong with them. And I'm here to tell you, nah, this is not true. You're not undisciplined. You're not lacking motivation. And you're certainly not broken. No, nothing is wrong with you. But after years of working with people and traveling around the world for over 10 years, I realized something very different. Yes, people do not stay stuck because they are weak. They stay stuck because part of them no longer feels safe moving forward. And that changed everything, you see. Because when people feel stuck, they usually attack themselves. That's right. I should be further in life. Or maybe something is wrong with me. Or you know what? This is because I should change everything in my life. I made the wrong decision over and over. Some of the people think that, well, I'm just a procrastinator. It's just the way I am. Why do I always go backward? Some other people think. But you see, most of the time, it's nothing to do with any of those. Most of the time, it is the subconscious mind that is not trying to destroy your life. No, it is not. It is trying to protect you from something. That's right. Because somehow, somewhere, even if it is an old strategy, an old data, an old information that it used to use to protect you, and today it does not work anymore, it does not represent who you are. Well, it doesn't know that. Your subconscious doesn't know that. It doesn't see the difference. So today, it will react like the old day to protect you. And honestly, when you begin realizing that this is a subconscious pattern that exists within you, that somehow became alive from your past, from when you were young, and it did serve you in those years. But as an adult today, it's totally absolute because you're not the same person and you don't have the same need and you don't see and understand life the same way. So, the sooner you realize that it is your subconscious mind. And honestly, this realization changed my entire understanding of life, of transformation. Because you see, I've seen human being in completely different realities. That's right. I've sat with wealthy people living in luxury home, beautiful, gorgeous home, almost like a castle. Money, statues, success, and yet internally they were exhausted. They were feeling empty, anxious, disconnected from themselves, always chasing the next big thing, the next amount of money, the next achievement, the next big high, the next proof that they were enough. And then during my traveling, you see, I also met with people living very, very simple life. That's right. People in small village in Guatemala, community in Central and South America, nomadic desert culture, Bedouin families, people who own almost nothing, nothing materialistically, compared to us in modern society. Society calls successful, but I wonder if we are that successful. Because you see, success is not always materialistically. Well, a materialistic way to measure success, I would say. Because it's not because you don't have a lot in life that you are a nobody and that you don't feel anything. It was shocking me in those days back then where I was sitting with the Bedouins who were living in the desert in a tent with almost nothing. And these guys were so happy. You see, they carry something more important than wealth. And they carry something more important that any wealthy people have today. Most of them have completely lost it, actually. And that's why they are having everything they want in the world, but they are still anxious. They still feel emptiness inside because somehow they lost touch with the present moment, with being present in the here and the now, in the moment, where you can absolutely embrace everything that is around you. Embrace the people you're sharing your space with. Embrace the food you are eating. Embrace the clothing that dress your body. Embrace everything that makes life the way it is. And then they often also have lost what I call connection. Connection with the other person, connection with the nature. That's right. Not just other people's relationship and relation we have with them, but the relation we have with our environment, our immediate environment. You see a spider on the wall of your house. What are you going to do? You're going to scream? You're going to run? Or you're going to kill it? Or you're going to look at it and you're going to say, okay, if I have that spider, I will not have mosquitoes. I'll have maybe less of the other insect. What should I do? Should I keep it in my house? Should I live it out? Should I kill it? The relationship with your immediate environment. It makes a difference in your life, how you look at it. But you see, some of the people, they don't even see the spider on their wall. They don't. They don't notice it. Anything. They do something, and while they're doing something, they drop something else, right? They don't notice it. They are so disconnected that they are not feeling what's happening around themselves in their immediate environment. And because of that, they do not feel like the Bedouin feel the peace within, the connection to the nature, that communication with nature and with other people. They can spend day without saying a word, and yet they don't need to. They are happy and completely at peace. They help one another. They smile to one another. Joy is a simple thing. Happiness is a simple thing. The ability to laugh deeply exists with those people, and every day they do practice it. The ability to sleep peacefully is also something that they have. And I remember thinking, how is it possible that some people with almost nothing feel internally so rich, while some who have millions feel emotionally poor? That question stayed with me for years. And eventually I realized something. That's right. Being rich and feeling rich are two different things. And they are not always the same thing. You see, the nervous system matters. The subconscious mind matters. And our internal safety matters. Those are the three most important aspects of our life that matters. And they are the difference between a Bedouin family with nothing being at peace and the multimillionaire living in a castle feeling empty. Because if someone feels unsafe inside themselves, no amount of money fully fix that emptiness. And if you can have someone who feel deeply connected to life, sometime, even for a very short moment, that person feels abundance within. And that's how the Bedouins, how the Nomad people, how the desert people, how the Central American, Guatemalan people feel. That's why we should not look at people and judge them or just or judge ourselves. No. Instead, we could ask something different, like a question like is, what is the friction inside this person? You see, I see this person in front of me. I don't know them, but I know they're not well because I can feel it that they're not well. What is the friction inside that person? Same thing as what is the friction inside of you? What emotional weight are you carrying? What emotional weight are they carrying? What no longer feels safe for them, what no longer feels safe for you. Or this question, because most of us have it. Most of us ask ourselves, what part of them is exhausted? What part of me is exhausted? You see, we all feel exhausted at one point in our life. And it is because something is going on. Something within is trying to protect us, and it's no longer in harmony with the life that we want. You see, any type of friction change everything. So friction can look like procrastination. It can look like overthinking or confusion or maybe constant fatigue. Starting things and never finishing them, waiting to feel ready, staying in a relationship that no longer fits, staying in a career that drains the soul. And when that friction starts staying, they no longer enough. They are no longer enough for us. It's like it's draining anything else that we have within our body. You see, people start believing that something is wrong with their self. Something is wrong, or they start believing that it's a part of their personality. I am a procrastinator. Oh, don't worry. I'm always foggy. My mind is never clear. You know what? I'm such an anxious person. I was born like that. You see, whenever something is not quite fitting and it's lasting and it's something that is going on in our life for months, for years, for some of you, you start believing that it's become something of you. It becomes a personality, it becomes an identity of you. And I'm here to tell you, no, dear, no. It's not an identity to be a procrastinator, to be confused, to be anxious, to not see clearly, to not feel happiness, to feel empty. It has nothing to do with a personal characteristic because it's not, period. It is a structure, a belief that somehow you created a long time ago. And today, it definitely does not serve you. But you keep at it because you created a long time ago and you're not aware that your subconscious mind is the one creating all of those symptoms. And because you're not aware of that, you let it be. You see, you're not an anxious person. You're just not someone who doesn't finish anything. No, you're not someone who lost your confidence. And you're not someone who runs away from being successful. You are just someone who is living with a pattern in their subconscious mind that sabotage wherever they want to go. The thing that you think that are a symptom for you are not symptoms. They are literally beliefs, idea, concept that were created and are and stored in your subconscious mind to protect you. And the subconscious mind, the only thing it does is protect you. It doesn't evaluate if it makes sense anymore for you in life. It doesn't evaluate if it's good or if it's bad. It just knows that you had that belief at one time in your life, and 10 years down the road, we still have that belief, and we still need to create symptoms to tell you to back off, to tell you don't go there, to create fear, to create anxiety, which you think are part of your identity, but they are not. They are just simply concept and idea that were put into your subconscious mind as being a certain way with a certain value. And today, when we take that and we change them, because that's the beauty about the subconscious mind, is that we can transform it. We can rewrite those beliefs, those concepts, so that they suit who you are today and they fit to where you want to go, what you want to achieve, who you want to become. So we can embrace the fact that those symptoms are not an identity. They are real symptoms that you adapted because of your subconscious belief. And it can be changed. That's called survival mode. You see, it becomes chronicle. So today, I want to give you three powerful things that will begin helping you get unstuck immediately. Not generic motivation, no, not just think positive or fake power empowerment, because I don't believe in those. I've told you from the beginning. Those kind of, oh, fake it until you make it, for me, I believe truly that those are crap because it is not how it works. It's not because I fake it that it will change. We have got to work on a deeper level. And the level we need to work on is the subconscious mind because that is the only place where everything is written. Our belief, our fear, how we perceive things in life, our motivation is even written in our subconscious mind. And that is the only place we can go and work with to truly create transformation in our life, a lasting transformation. So, the first thing I want you to do right here, beginning today, is to stop asking, what's wrong with me? That's one of the behavior and reaction that we all do and have. We always look at ourselves and attack because when things are not quite good or the way we want to have it in our life, we don't turn around and try to figure it out by pointing at the people. Well, some do, but most of the time, at the end of the day, we turned and attacked ourselves. And we always try to figure out what's wrong with us because we believe that something is wrong with us. That's why we're not creating the life we want to. We're not good thinker. We don't take the right decision. We're not motivated enough. We find excuse after excuse after excuse to prove to ourselves that something is wrong with us. So we keep asking the question, what's wrong with me? And I'm saying, quit that. Stop asking that question and start asking instead, what is inside me that is trying to protect me? You see, it's a big difference. If I ask myself, what is it that is inside of me that it is trying to protect me? And what it is trying to protect me from? Because if things are not going quite the way I want, it is because somehow there is a belief or fear inside my subconscious mind that is making and creating this action and reaction to protect me. So, the idea when I ask you to ask that kind of question is for your subconscious mind to kind of wake up and tell you what is the fear, what is the belief that is behind and is trying to protect you and prevents you from moving towards your goal, towards what you want, towards the behavior you're looking for in life. You see, that single question can change the relationship you have with yourself because you're no longer attacking yourself, you are observing yourself. And because maybe your procrastination is protecting you from failure, maybe your perfectionist is protecting you from criticism. Maybe your anxiety is protecting you from uncertainty. Or maybe your exhaustion is the nervous system begging you for safety. And when you stop attacking yourself, you know what? You finally begin understanding yourself because you're becoming a listener to yourself. That is where healing, truly healing, start when you are listening to yourself. Now, the second thing I would like you to do, you do not need a perfect plan to move forward. That's right. Often enough, most people who have created huge success in their life, huge change that made them happy in their life, they didn't have a plan. They did not even intend to do it. So the only thing they did is move forward. They did one honest movement forward. And that's what I want you to do. You need one honest movement. You see, most people stay stuck because they believe clarity must come first. But clarity usually comes after we start moving in the direction we want to go, not before, right? It's by creating a movement into the direction we want to go that we are creating clarity as we move forward. Because as we move forward, suddenly our mind is aligned with what we truly desire. And it's adjusting and discovering as we go forward. So, one honest movement changes the nervous system. One difficult conversation with someone can change the rest of your life. One application to a new job can give you the position you've been wanting for. One walk can give you an inspiration for your new painting. One boundary will put a line for the rest of your life that you've been looking for so that you can live for yourself instead of being a pleaser, people. One decision can make your entire life differently. You see, one truth spoke out loudly can revive your true color within. So, one less hour in the survival mode will transform you immediately. You see, momentum is not built through intensity. No. Momentum is built through repetition. Momentum is built to action. And honestly, some of the biggest transformation I've seen in people start with incredible small change. The third thing, you must identify it. What is draining you, dear? Your emotional energy every day is essential. And what is it that is draining that emotional energy? Because many people are not, well, many people are not fatigued for no reason. There is always something behind. There's always a reason, a fact behind that fatigue, that lack of energy. And it usually is emotional energy drained. You see, most people are not lazy. Most people are willing to do things. They are just emotionally overloaded. They are carrying other people's expectation, or they're carrying financial fear. They are carrying so much that emotionally it becomes too much, too overload, and it is not pleasant. So then, when you become like that, all of those, well, all of those, I would say, those fear, those beliefs that don't serve you becomes even bigger. You see, if you have financial fear, well, your financial fear will increase. If you are the kind of a person who is a people pleaser, well, you will go even further into pleasing people. You'll spend the whole day wanting to please people and forget about you. And that's wrong, isn't it? Or suddenly you have an unfinished grief and you start crying. I know because it happened for me for many years with my mother. From out of the blue, I mean, she's been past 10 years, maybe, I mean, more than that, but 10 years, and I would suddenly have this tears rolling into my face and having this emotional distress towards my mother. And I was like, oh my God, I did not clear out that grief. This is an unfinished grief. And I must, I must finish that grief. I must have a closure so that I can move forward. You see, we don't always know what is emotionally draining us. And we just push it and push it and push it until we can't. And then when we can't, that's when suddenly pressure comes up and we emotionally feel so lonely. And emotional loneliness is not easy to live because eventually the nervous system become exhausted. And when that happens, even simple things feel heavy. That's why some people wake up tired before the day even begins. So today, I want you to do something very simple. And that's my third recommendation. Take a blank piece of paper and divide it into three sections. The first question is, what is draining me? The second question is, what no longer feels aligned with who I am becoming or with who I want to become? Because some of us still don't know what we want to become. So you have this flexibility here. So, what is draining me? What no longer feels aligned with who I'm becoming or who I want to become? And the third one is, what makes me feel alive again? Not successful, by the way. What makes me feel alive? Because there is a difference. There's a difference between feeling alive and being successful. A 2-year old is successful just by tidying up his shoes. So, the question is truly, what makes me feel alive again? So, think about it and answer those three categories because there is a difference in each one of them, and each one of those questions will bring out something different within. You see, sometimes getting unstuck is not about becoming someone else. It's about finding yourself. It's about returning to the version of who you truly are, of yourself that existed before the survival mode took over. So let's quickly recap here. Stop asking what's wrong with me and Start asking, what is the survival mode trying to protect me from? Stop waiting for the perfect plan and create one honest movement forward. Identify the emotional friction draining your nervous system daily, because once the friction decreases, movement naturally returns. So, if today resonate deeply with you and you know you are tired or feeling frozen, emotionally exhausted, overwhelmed, disconnected, or stuck, DM me the word "unstuck." If you are here live, my team and I will reach out within 24 hours. If you are watching the replay, we will reach out to you within 48 hours. And together, we will help you identify our your one subconscious pattern, one emotional friction point that may be keeping you stuck, and I will give you one practical step to begin shifting it, because sometime one insight change an entire life. And before I close today, I want you to remind you something. First of all, whenever you DM me and I reach out to you, you will have that free consultation. I will not be charging you anything, and we will talk only about what is the symptom that is the most important, that is stopping you, so that you get unstuck free of charge. Believe me. I want you to remember something also, something that is very important. You see, a flower doesn't bloom because someone screamed at it to grow faster, doesn't it? So stop being harsh to you, because it blooms because of the condition that are finally supporting its growth. So the soils matter, the nourishments matter, the environment matters. And maybe you are not broken. Maybe you have simply been trying to grow in an exhausted soil for too long. You do not need to become a different seed. You may simply need new soil, new emotional condition, new nourishment, new safety, new support, maybe. And once that happens, growth becomes natural again. And that's all there is to know. That's all there is to be. Being unstuck is essential, because once you are unstuck, growth becomes again natural, and your dreams can become a reality. Talk to you soon, dears.